Have you bought a bunch of lights, tried to use them, but your lighting is still garbage? In this video, I'm going to show you my go-to YouTube lighting setup. I'm going to give you some tips on how to set up your lights, and finally, make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to be telling you a few things to avoid when lighting your YouTube videos. So with my lights, I have the light that is in front of me. This light is up high and it's to one side. What this does is it creates a nice shadow under my chin that allows me to have dimension in my face. With the light in front of you and above, you're going to want to make sure that you're facing your light source. So this light source is in front of me, it's to the side of the camera. The camera is right here and my light is to the side. And you can see if I face the camera and I have the light on this side, but my body is facing this way, what it does is it creates a light side on this side, but it creates a little bit dark on here. Not too much, just a little bit to add texture to my face. However, if I'm facing the other way and the light is on this side, then it's really bright here and really dark here. And what that does is it creates a more broad light, making it less flattering. So you want to make sure that your body is positioned towards your light. Your face can face the camera, but you want to make sure that your nose is towards that light and it's not facing the other way. The thing I love about this light is that it sits directly on my desk, and if I want to just move it around, I can just loosen it. I can adjust it to where I want it. So say I want the lighting in front of me or to the side, I can just quickly and easily move it, and then I can tighten it. And because it's so thin, it can just stay here all the time, so I don't have to take it down and put it back up between filming. It could just stay here and I'm ready to go anytime I want to film. Another thing that's handy with this is, say this bottom, when I'm tightening it, it tightens out this way. All I have to do is push the button and then I can adjust the handle so that it sits however I want it to sit. By having just one source of light in front of you, what you're doing is you're adding shadow, which adds more dimension to your face. If I were to bring in another light on this side, you can see that it evens out my face more and it gets rid of all the shadow. This is another look that you could use if you want to have more of an even spread of light. Personally, I prefer to turn that light off and only have the one source of light so that there's still some texture in my face and it makes for a more interesting shot. What this background light, this blue light does is it allows me to stand out from my background. You can see if I turn it off that the shot isn't as dynamic. It makes it more dull and it takes away that punch from it. By having a background light pointed on the background behind you, you can easily stand out from the background and quickly and affordably upgrade your lighting setup. This is a 15-watt LED light and it's very little. It comes adjustable. You can tilt this up and down, and it comes with the remote control. The remote control allows me to dim it down or light it up, allows me to change colors on it, and it's really great because I got this setup for only $30. Times you don't want to get this is if you're going to have any material or black in your background. If my background was all black, this light would just absorb the black and it wouldn't show as drastically. So you only want to add it if you have a wall behind you, something that doesn't really have much material to it. I love this light because it's just a quick accent that I can add to my background. It adds to my branding and you can get different LED lights like this. So it does have a wire that goes down and plugs in, but I used removable wallpaper for my background, so I just put a strip right on top of the light. So you can see it's on top of the string here, and I just close that off so that you can't really notice the string going down. My key light that I use is the Elgato key light. I love it for the most part, but it drives me crazy sometimes because I have to connect it to my computer to change the color and the intensity of the light. And sometimes it just doesn't want to connect. But after turning it on and off a few times, it does connect, and overall I do love the light quality of it, and I love that it can just sit on my desk and I don't have to worry about moving it. So it's just these three lights. And then the only light that's actually hitting me is this light in front of me, which is shining down on me and creating my main source of light. So whenever I'm ready to film a YouTube video, all I do is turn up my light, turn it on, turn on my background lights, and I'm ready to film. What's more important than the quality of light is the direction the light is coming from. So you never want to light yourself from underneath. This is called horror movie lighting, and it's not very flattering. Instead, you want the light source to be in front of you, your nose towards the light source, and you want it slightly higher. Above you is going to light down on your face, and it's going to create a nice smooth light. If you have it directly in front of you, it's going to create a flatter look around your face. However, if you put it slightly to the side, it's going to create a little bit of a shadow on one side and then shadow underneath. So it's going to give more texture, more depth to your shot and more depth to your face. So it's going to be more cinematic. However, like how when I added the two lights, it was more even having that light in front of you and directly in front of you and tilted down is going to create a more even look. The intensity of the light is also going to change your shot. First of all, if your light is really bright, it's going to be hard to look in that direction. You're going to feel squinty, and it makes you really bright compared to everything else. So as we turn the light down, you can see that the light ratio with the light hitting on me and the light behind me is more even, and it creates a better look. So you don't have to have your lights turned up all the way. What you're trying to do is achieve a good ratio between the light that is hitting you, your background light, plus filming looking into this light is a lot more pleasant than if I were to be filming with the light all the way turned up. The only reason you might want to have the light turned up more is if the room is really bright, and if that happens, I suggest you just close your curtains and try to use just the artificial light, making it easier for you to film. The size of your light also matters. So you want the biggest light possible. So you can see here, this is a bigger surface for my light, and it creates a nice even look. But with a small light, you're gonna have to be closer to the light itself, and it's not going to be as even of a look. So what I've done here is to make my light a little bit bigger, I've used clothespins and parchment paper. So the light's smaller, I just put it on the light itself, and what that does is it not only diffuses the light, but it makes the source of light bigger, making it better to film. The one thing that you want to avoid at all costs, other than the horror movie lighting that is light that is directly above you. So extreme angles are not good and you want to avoid. So something from above you, so these could be like overhead lights that you have turned on, you want to turn those off because they could create raccoon lighting, so it's like dark under your eyes. So if you have overhead lights where you're filming, turn them off while you're filming. So anything above, underneath, or right to the side. You can see if I put it right to one side, it's gonna have one dark side, one light side. If I'm filming with glasses, however, and I want to hide the glare from the glasses, then I might have to use the side lighting. But if I do, I wanna keep it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna wanna add another light from this side so it's more even and it's not such a drastic look. So the main thing to remember is you want your light source in front of you, above, and then to one side if you want to have dimension, or to the center if you want a more even look. If you enjoyed these tips, then you're also going to enjoy this video where I show you how to set up your ring light for filming yourself. I hope you have an awesome day. Until next time, peace!